Is Ja Morant must-see TV? Or is he just another egotistical player who's bound to crash and burn? If you've been watching the past few NBA seasons, then there's no doubt that you've witnessed Ja Morant stacking up highlight reel after highlight reel with his high-flying, rim-rocking athleticism. But more than likely, you've also witnessed extreme cockiness, consistently making headlines for his brash on-court bravado and questionable off-court antics. But does he have the resume and the skills to back it all up? That's what we're going to break down in this video. We'll talk about what sets him apart as a player, then we'll get into some of the more outrageous things he said on and off the court. And at the end, we'll take a look at his resume in the league so far to determine if he has the right to talk the way he does. After being selected second overall in the 2019 NBA Draft, Ja Morant's career has been skyrocketing, making him one of the most exciting players in the league. He's explosive, he's fearless, and he's always looking to make a highlight play. This guy literally has Vince Carter-level bounce. From his gravity-defying dunks to his acrobatic finishes, Ja is a player who can make even the most jaded fans stand up and take notice. But it's not just his physical abilities that make Ja Morant such an incredible dunker. He also has an incredible sense of timing and an innate ability to read the court. He's able to anticipate the movements of his opponents and position himself perfectly for a dunk. And when he takes off, he's able to use his insane body control to adjust his dunk mid-flight and finish with authority a la a young Derrick Rose. However, another thing that sets him apart from other players is his level of cockiness. This man is most definitely not afraid to let people know that he believes he's one of the best players in the league. But does this mean that he's an egomaniac on the road to self-sabotage? Or is he the future of the NBA? Well, one thing's for sure. He isn't just known for his head-turning athleticism. He's also consistently making headlines for his head-turning statements in his interviews and social media posts. So let's first take a look at some of the most outrageous things he said so far. Then examine his resume to see if he's demonstrated the level of skill that warrants this level of self-confidence. But first of all, in his defense, it's no secret that professional athletes are some of the most confident people in the world. After all, you can't excel at the highest level without a healthy dose of self-assuredness. And while some may view his bravado as immature or obnoxious, there's no denying that it's made him one of the most intriguing players in the NBA today. No matter how you feel about him, you can't deny that this guy is box office. Fans are tuning in to see if he can back up his words with his play on the court, and opposing players are eager to shut him down and prove him wrong. This was on full display during a game against the Phoenix Suns when Morant was seen telling the opposing team's players, "You guys better put a triple team on me because I'm about to go off." And in another game against the Utah Jazz, Morant was seen pointing to their star player Rudy Gobert and telling his teammates, "Don't even worry about him, I'll handle him myself." This man has absolutely no chill. And he keeps this same energy no matter how stiff his competition is. He's been seen mocking Steph Curry from the sidelines when facing the Warriors, as well as getting in Draymond Green's face. He's known for calling his opponents trash or too little, always trying to live rent-free in their minds so he can throw them off their game. And it's not uncommon to hear him loudly shouting taunts after big plays. For example, he often likes to say, "He can't guard me," after scoring on his matchup. Morant's confidence is clearly on full display during games, and he's not afraid to let his opponents know just how good he thinks he is. But Ja Morant's not content to keep his trash talking confined to the court. He's also known for making headline-making comments during interviews, and the headlines aren't highlighting his humility. He's most definitely not afraid to speak his mind when he's in front of a microphone. In fact, some of Morant's most outrageous quotes have come during post-game interviews or press conferences. One of the most notable came during a post-game interview when he was asked about his missed dunk attempt. "I was trying to end his life," he said with a smirk. And when a reporter asked Morant about his impressive scoring streak, he responded by saying, "I'm just built different. There's no one in this league who can stop me." And in other interviews, not only has he stated that he's the best point guard in the league, he's also infamously quoted saying that he isn't worried about any team in the Western Conference. And he defended that stance when challenged about it on multiple occasions. He's also not afraid to take the pettiness to social media, although he's been known to take it too far at times, sometimes pretending to be a gangster, having wild parties, flashing guns, and other shenanigans that tend to distract from the main goal at hand. but many times his antics are directed at his opponents and their fans, as we saw in the infamous Twitter war between Ja Morant and Draymond Green that was ignited after Ja insinuated that he and the Grizzlies were living rent-free in the Warriors' heads, in response to a podcast where Draymond went in on his haters and competitors after winning the title. And when another fan tweeted at Morant asking if he was feeling any pressure to perform in the playoffs, he responded with, "Pressure? What pressure? I was born for this." So it's clear that Ja is a player who wants all the smoke and doesn't back down from anybody. However, let's get back to the question at hand now. Does Ja Morant's actual performance on the court back up his cocky demeanor? If you've seen this kid play, then you already know the answer is a resounding yes. Ja Morant burst onto the scene during his rookie season, averaging 17.8 points and leading all rookies in assists with 7.3 assists per game. He was named the NBA Rookie of the Year in his first season, and the NBA's Most Improved Player in 2022. And it's not just his numbers that make him must-see TV. It's the way he plays the game. Whether it's a jaw-dropping dunk, a no-look pass, or a step-back three, Ja Morant's always entertaining to watch. But it's not just his offensive game that's impressive. He's also a tenacious defender, currently averaging a steal per game and a block here and there. He's a player who can lock up on D, allowing him to impact the game on both ends of the court. But it's not just his individual stats that are impressive. He's also helping lead the Grizzlies to victories. During the 2020-21 season, he helped guide the Grizzlies to their first playoff appearance since around the mid-2010s. He averaged 19.1 points and 7.4 assists per game, leading the team in both categories. And in the playoffs, he continued to shine, averaging 30.2 points per game in the first-round series against the Utah Jazz. Ja Morant's a player who can take over a game at any moment. He's not afraid to take the big shot or make the big play. And while some may see his confidence as cockiness, it's clear that Ja Morant has the skills to back it up. He's not just talking the talk, he's walking the walk. But it's not just his skills that make him such an exciting player to watch. It's his personality as well. Ja Morant plays the game with a joy and passion that's infectious. He's always smiling, always interacting with his teammates and fans, and always having fun on the court. He's the kind of player that makes you want to tune in and watch every game. Even his unsuccessful plays make headlines. You would assume that a missed dunk would be a forgettable moment in a basketball game. But when Ja Morant's involved, it's often anything but. Even when he doesn't convert a dunk attempt, Morant has a knack for making it look spectacular. Quotes like, "I feel like I'm the best player on the court every time I step on the floor," and "I feel like I can do whatever I want on the court," may come off as arrogant. But when you watch Ja Morant play, you can't help but believe that he might be right. So all in all, we can safely conclude that Ja Morant's not only one of the most exciting players in the NBA today, but a future superstar in the making. His confidence and passion for the game make him a must-see player every time he steps on the court. And while some may see his cockiness as a negative, it's clear that he has the skills to back it up. He's a young player who can take over a game at any moment, and he's just getting started.